Hello everyone, it's John and it's, oh dear, another waffle day. Probably be a very short video today. Hello Pip, you going to say hello? Oh, he's not very impressed. Oh, he's never impressed, is he? He's far more impressed with wanting to get away. What's over there? Something happening? No. He's been out for his little wander in the backyard. Have you? Have you been for your wander? He's going to say hello? No yawning today? That's a good boy. Yes. Oh, well. What's happening? You going to hop up? You going to have a look? If the table shakes, it's because he's on my table at the moment. I don't have a very sturdy... Oh, dear. Yes. Anyway. What's today's video about? Oh, not a hell of a lot, really. Right. Well, what is this bit of waffle about? Sorry. It's decided to get a little bit cool here in Queensland. Most unusual. One of the board game Facebook groups that I follow had a poll up recently where they asked for subscribers to choose between two different games, and I looked at the two games that they chose and I just could not, they're both very good games, but it's like, it's what would you choose, a Ferrari or a bicycle? That's the way how I would sort of, it's the way I would sort of refer it as. A very, very odd mix-up. And it was interesting because I posted a comment and I noticed that the whole post disappeared, which I thought, oh, okay, that's interesting. Somebody didn't like my sense of humour. So I'll make my sense of humour here. Because I thought that when I looked at it and I thought, oh my God, it was like reading chicken entrails. And I thought, no, well, I won't put reading chicken entrails for divination as to how you chose it. And so I went back looking through my small library and ended up having a bit of a search on the internet. And I came up with what I thought was the best way that some of these people seem to be able to choose what they pick for polls. And I came up with a thing called cledodomancy or mancy. cledonomancy. And it's the divination by words overheard. Yeah, it was such a thing. And the art of cledodomancy, or divination from overheard words, could be practiced by either inside or outside of a specific ritual. So essentially what would happen would be that the petitioner would go to the temple or shrine. They would make an offering. They would generally cover their ears or whatever, and once they left the shrine, they would uncover their ears, and the first thing they heard would be part of the divination. So whatever they heard would be whatever it is to solving their particular issue. Odd way, but sometimes I think within some of our communities, it's almost like the way that we seem to be able to determine a lot of the things is it's like Chinese whispers, it starts off small, starts off with one thing at the beginning of the circle, and by the time it comes around, it's something totally different. And yes, and anyway, I'm in an odd mood today. We're not very well. Yes, we're not having a very good day. But yes, so there you go. Hopefully you've learnt something new. So that next time somebody asks you about divination, you can go cledonomancy. So what else have I been up to during the week? I've had some games. Midweek, I had a good game of Lost Ruins of Arnak. I'm getting better at that game. I'm fast appreciating it. and I think it's going to be up there as one of the games I think will be a lot easier to play. I think the more times that it's played, it's very good. And then that was the Wednesday, and then I think Friday I had a couple of games of Unmatched, Cobble and Fog. Played Sherlock versus Bruce Lee. I expected Bruce Lee to hammer me, but sadly he didn't. Sherlock. My God, Sherlock is a damn overpowered. Well, not overpowered. I think he's quite good. His abilities are quite nice, actually. However, both the characters were hand to hand, so it would be interesting to see how Sherlock would deal against, say, somebody like Medusa or one of the others that have got ranged. And I can't think of who else has got ranged. Robin? Is Robin Hood one of the ones? I can't remember. I don't have all of them. I've only got, I guess, the base Volume 1 base set, and oh, actually, I lie. I've got one behind me. I've got Robin Hood and Bigfoot. So I presume Robin Hood would definitely have ranged. So I'd assume that a ranged. But then Watson has range as well. But then Watson doesn't have a lot of cards. I didn't find Watson having a lot of, or at least but then I wasn't drawing a lot of cards for Watson, to be quite honest. But yes, I found, that was a really, really good game. And I look forward to more of those. Then we played Role Player. I have never played Role Player with the base set. It's a good game, but I think I will have to introduce Dana to the Monsters and Minions set. That really, I think, has to be... I think Role Player needs to be played with the Monsters and Minions set integrated into the base set, because that then will, I think, really makes that game far more enjoyable. So that, I think, is a definite must. And Dana won that one. He won that quite convincingly. Then I had, yet again, good old Fleet the Dice game. God, I love that game. I really do. I just wish that it was more readily available. Then, what else? Well, that was my week in passing game-wise. Then I have what's coming up this week, video-wise or vlog-wise. Hopefully I've got some... And of course, this is all subject to change, because I may get in a fit of insanity and go videoing a whole heap of stuff, but then my table out there is full of crap again at the moment. I've currently just moving stuff around, trying to find where to move things, and it's not happening. So hopefully I will have something for role playing on Judges Guild. I think I'm looking at Invincible, City State of the Invincible Overlord, and then World Emperor. I think that's one of them. Then I'm looking at some of the older board games, Nuclear War, then one by an Australian company, which was Shanghai Trader, and another which I haven't quite settled on what that will be yet. These, of course, will probably change, because who knows what my insanity will have me do. I also had a request. Somebody asked me, will I be doing Chainsaw Warrior? Yes, I will be. So I will get there in due course. So anyway, that's this week's bit of waffle. So I'm going to waffle off and see what the rest of this week produces. So it's doctors again this week, so who knows where that will leave me. Probably not in a good place. Anyway, look, everyone take care, and till next time, signing off, the Honourable John.